is our second production, and this is the second performance of the second production. We had the first one yesterday. The way that we did this was during the pandemic. The theater decided that this might be a good way to continue to provide live theater. And so we started the virtual playground. We started with short original plays, the Potomac Playmakers, which have been around, by the way, since 1926. They're one of the oldest community theaters in the country. So we started with the plays that had been submitted for their annual short play festival, one act play festival, and then we moved beyond that. And then we decided for the second production, we would also move beyond our local confines, if you will. Because of Zoom, we were able to do that. So we solicited playwrights and then directors from out of town, and they then held their own auditions and cast their own plays. And we're delighted that everybody is here with us today. So please stick around for the talk back that we will have afterwards. Our first play takes place at the Thanksgiving dinner in the Lester home, where the host is determined to maintain his annual tradition of performing the one-man play he did in fourth grade, even with an unexpected guest at the holiday table. Please enjoy Miles to Sleep Before I Go by Randy Gross.
I come from a faraway place and time, not as a foe, but as a friend. Not as a foe, but as a friend. My name is Miles, and I have traveled many miles and centuries to why can't I ever get past that line? To learn how Thanksgiving customs have evolved or de-evolved, and to make sure that you are still thankful. I mean, still giving thanks, because everyone eats turkey. Lizzie, the bird is okay, isn't he?
Well, it's dead, Roger, and in the oven, so I don't think he would say he's okay. If the bird could still talk.
All right. I was just worried it was burning, that's all. I hate blackened turkey. Although, that could be a Cajun turkey.
What's that, dear?
I said, never mind. Friends, Plymouth men, countrymen, lend me your ears of corn. Did I just say Plymouth men? Mothmen? Ah, really? It's Plymouth. Plymouth. Will you please get it right?
Really, dear, why must you persist with this charade?
If I were playing charades, it would be a lot easier. I wouldn't have to memorize all these lines.
Well, sometimes you just have to accept the fact that you, or we, are getting old.
I have to put Miles to sleep before I can.
Can what? Grow old? You're already there, dear.
If I put Miles to sleep, maybe I could sleep.
Oh, is it the insomnia again? If I had known, I would have warmed you some milk.
No, that would just make me have to get up and pee more.
Well, still, if I had known, I would have thought of some way to help.
Of course you didn't know. You sleep sounder than a hobo on a freight train. And you snore as loudly as the train whistle.
I do not snore. And if you weren't so wakeful, worried about rehearsing your stupid kiddies play, maybe you wouldn't hear every creaking board.
Or every snort, snuffle, and wheeze. Good thing our bed frame is made of metal. Otherwise, you'd saw right through it.
That's not very nice.
Oh, what's not nice is you calling Miles the time-traveling pilgrim a kid's play.
Well, it was performed in the 5th grade.
Well, actually fourth, but what's your point?
It was performed by children.
Well, by one child, me, and I was altered beyond my years, but what's your point?
My point is, oh, never mind. It's pointless. You're going to perform this play, or try to, no matter what, right?
What do you think?
I think I better start mashing the potatoes.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Yeah, it is getting late. Hey, how many people did you say are coming?
I didn't.
Oh, well, you didn't invite anybody, or you don't know how many?
I didn't say how many were coming because I didn't want you to get upset, dear.
Oh, that few. Well, can I count them on 2 hands or 1 hand?
2, okay?
Oh, well, that's not bad, 2 hands.
No, I meant only 2 people.
Oh, and I guess humility's one of them.
Of course, dear.
Yeah, my baby girl wouldn't let me down. What about that no good husband of hers?
No, Frank is busy.
Oh, busy. And what about my grandson? Is he busy too?
No, they both want to watch the game on TV, dear.
Well, they can watch it here.
Without distractions.
Miles, the time-traveling pilgrim, is not your run-of-the-mill, everyday distraction.
Well, what kind of distraction is it then, dear?
It's go mash your potatoes.
Try not to get so out of sorts. You'll get indigestion again.
Wait, you said 2 people. Who's the second person?
Let's try and we'll just save that as a surprise for later.
Surprise. I'm getting too old for surprises. Hey, are you making my mom's sweet potatoes or your mom's?
It's my mom's turn.
Oh, come on. I hate those mini marshmallows.
It's what we agreed upon years ago, dear. Make my mother happy, will you?
Happy? She's been dead for 20 years. Maybe she should make me happy and keep her netherworldly hands out of my sweet potatoes.
What's that, dear?
Oh, nothing. Shouldn't things get easier and less complicated in your golden years? My boat is named the Mayflower, and I have come looking for it. Wait, that's it. I had it wrong the whole time. Miles, the time-traveling pilgrim, doesn't travel into the future. In the play, I remember now, he travels from the future back to.
At the door, please, dear. I'm busy dumping mini marshmallows.
Yeah, that's about right. A dump of marshmallows. A big, sticky dump.
Why aren't you answering the door?
Right, all right. I'm gonna get it.
Happy Thanksgiving, Daddy.
Oh, hi. There's my girl. Hi.
Good day, sir.
Good day. Hey, Humility, have you finally filed divorce papers and found a new beau?
Don't be ridiculous, Dad. Frank and I are soulmates for life.
Oh, I didn't know leeches had souls.
Let's not go down that road again.
Well then, okay, who is this man?
I have no idea. He was pulling into the driveway at the same time I was.
Are you one of those Jehovah's Witnesses?
No, sir, Mr. Lester. My name is Chris. Where is your wife?
Uh, Lizzie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I get it now. You looked at our mail and you think she's an easier target than me. Hey, how much is it going to take me to get you on your way?
On my way? You don't understand, sir. Mrs. Lester invited me.
Oh, so are you a cousin or a long lost, grandnephew or something?
No, nothing like that. She just happens to be some kind of acquaintance.
Oh, I see you've met Chris. Welcome to our little Thanksgiving powwow, Mr. Jasper. I've got maize cooking on the stove as we speak, and a wild pheasant just about ready to take out of the oven.
Okay. That sounds good.
Hey, wait, what's that? You said a pheasant. What happened to the turkey?
Well, dear, like the kids say, I'm just keeping it real. I mean, Mr. Jasper's tribe is probably more familiar with pheasant.
His tribe?
My tribe?
Whatever are you talking about, Mother? How do you know Mr. Jasper?
Is he a con artist or a blackmailer? Or maybe he just wants a free Thanksgiving meal. Hey, listen, young man, there's plenty of soup kitchens all over the county.
But Mrs. Lester, your wife, she invited me.
Yeah, you already said that. Lizzie, you can't explain this?
Well, why don't we just all sit down to dinner and then I'll introduce Mr. Jasper properly.
Smells delicious, Mrs. Lester.
Oh, I bet it does. Just like that first Thanksgiving meal that your ancestors shared with my ancestors.
My ancestors. I'm confused.
Welcome to the club. Or should I say, family. My experience has been go with the flow, and if you do, she might just treat you like the guest of honor.
Okay.
Daddy, I'm really, truly sorry about Frank and Bobby. They both have colds and decided they didn't want to infect anyone.
Colds? But I thought that they were going to watch...
I told your father what a better way to nurse a cold than to watch the game on TV. And relaxation is key. Now, who needs gravy? Mr. Jasper?
Oh, no, thank you. I'm not a fan.
Not a fan of gravy. That's un-American.
Frank doesn't care much for gravy either.
I'll repeat myself. That's un-American.
Don't insult our guest, Roger.
That's all right. I'll eat some gravy if it will make everyone happy.
That will not be necessary, Mr. Jasper. Actually, dear, Mr. Jasper is very American.
Well, then take him up on his word and let him drink a mug of gravy then while I watch.
Dad, be nice. It's Thanksgiving.
Yes, dear, be nice. Mr. Jasper owns his very own business, a restaurant that serves Native American food.
That is not quite correct.
Oh, don't be so gosh darn humble, Mr. Jasper. And you can't get any more American than Native American.
Mom, Mr. Jasper isn't a Native American, are you?
No, and I'm not Indian either, but my restaurant
Your restaurant
serves
serves Indian food, right?
Yes, Indian, and also American.
Shame on you, humility. We have to be politically correct nowadays. I am hip to your plight, Mr. Jasper, but if you're more comfortable being called Indian American, like your food, you just say the word.
But I'm not from India. We just cook recipes from the country of.
And we took your country away from you a long, long time ago. So terrible. Well, I, for one, would like to apologize for that.
But I'm really not in
Go with the flow.
Wait. Lizzie is right.
She is?
Well, in some respects, she is. I mean, you probably do feel out of place.
At this table?
No, in this country.
But I was born in this country, sir. In the city of Dubuque, actually.
That sounds kind of Indian.
Dad,
French, actually.
Well, wasn't there a French and Indian War? Maybe your ancestors.
Roger, of course you were born in this country, Mr. Jasper. Dear, Mr. Jasper does not need to be reminded of how out of place he and his relatives feel in their own homeland. So shameful.
Hey, I was merely trying to say that as an outcast, maybe Chris, would like to be in my play. All it would take is a little rewrite, and he could play the part of the Injun.
Daddy.
I know. It's supposed to be a one-man play, but I could.
No, not that.
Oh, right. I'm supposed to be politically correcting myself.
No, not that. Well, yes, that. But do you have to insist with this silly kiddie play of yours?
Kiddie play? Have you been talking to your mother?
No, it's a silly, insipid play, and it's been gradually scaring away all of our friends and relatives. Look at what Miles, the time-traveling pilgrim, has wrought.
Well, I think this is a grand-looking group. Well, a little on the small side, but grand-looking nonetheless.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. Hey, Mr. Jasper, could you please pass me the corn?
Maize, dear.
Could you please pass me the amazing maize? And then maybe we can start to chow down?
Oh, not so fast. First, we have to choose someone to say grace. Any volunteers?
Why don't we do like we did during Nam and just draft somebody?
Dear, I'm recruiting for a prayer, not an army. Well, in that case, I'll just do like I did when Humility and her siblings were young.
Come on, Mom, not that. Okay, I'll volunteer.
Oh, too late, dear. Everyone is going to say grace.
Do we have a script to follow so everybody can stay in sync?
We're not going to say grace simultaneously, dear. We're going to take turns, just like
children. I'm not a kid, Mom, and neither is Mr. Jasper.
Please, I would really like to stay out of this, okay?
You got yourself into this when you accepted my mom's invitation. All right, I'll just go first.
That's a good girl. It doesn't have to be very long, especially with 4 guests.
Thank you, dear Lord, for this abundant abundance. May it continue to be nothing but abundity for everyone here forever and ever. Amen.
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 Well, that was certainly
Refreshingly quick.
well.
Your turn, Dad. Hurry before your all-American gravy gets cold.
Hey, I do hate cold gravy. Okay, here goes. On this day, let's give thanks for friends and family, even those who saw fit not to grace us with their presence. And most importantly, thanks for our health and the ability to remember things from the 4th grade that are on the verge of forgetting forever and ever in eternity. Amen.
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 Amen. Mr. Jasper, you're up.
Please, not before the lady of the house. After you, Mrs. Lester.
What a gentleman. I bet you just knock the socks off every little squaw. Or are you married? Well,
No. I haven't found the right woman yet.
well, maybe you just have to look beyond the reservation sometimes. Anyway, here goes. Thank you, dear Lord, for the diversity of dishes and people at our table, and for the which is overflowing with the many fine foods common to this day of thanks since the 1600s. and for the Mayflower and its successful yet tumultuous journey to the New England shores on that wintry day so long ago, and for the fine Native Americans who forgave us our encroachment, like Squanto and Pocahontas and Mr. Jasper. Amen.
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 Amen. Mr. Jasper, since my mother's prayer was so long, maybe you can keep yours short.
Keep mine short? Sure. If that's okay with Mrs. Lester.
Just say your
if
damn
for
grace
this
so we
fine-
can eat.
Humility? Where is your humility?
Sorry, I didn't have breakfast.
Forgive her lack of decorum, Mr. Jasper. And yes, you may keep your prayer short if that's truly what you want to do.
Yeah, well, let's just see what I can spontaneously articulate for this fine
Before I
evening.
spontaneously combust.
Shush, humility. Go ahead, Mr. Jasper.
Hey, if he doesn't do a good enough job, does he still have to drink a mug of gravy?
You shush too. Whenever you're ready, Mr. Jasper.
Om Srimaha Lakshmiye Swaha.
Is that it?
Yes.
You sure don't want a tom-tom to play while you chant?
Dear, if Mr. Jasper wanted to dance around in a circle and chant while serenading us with a drum, that is entirely up to him.
Thanks, I guess.
Well, did you want to repeat your prayer while chanting and dancing and drumming?
No.
Hey, well, what did that gibberish mean then?
Om and salutations to she who holds every kind of abundance. I learned it from our cook, Sanjay. He grew up in Mumbai. It's from the Sanskrit.
Not familiar with that tribe, but it is beautiful, so amen.
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 Amen. Great, now can we eat?
Very well. Enjoy the fruits of my hard labor, everyone.
So, Lizzie, you were going to tell us how that Mr. Jasper came to be invited to our little, and I stress little, family gathering?
Well, there's really not much to tell, dear. Can you pass the sweet potatoes, honey?
Yeah, pass him like a Hail Mary passing football, right in the end zone, which in this case means the trash can.
Nice football reference, Mr. Lester.
Oh, thanks. You like the game?
Yes, I do. But what do you have against your wife's sweet potatoes?
I don't have anything against my wife's sweet potatoes.
You don't?
No, I have something against her mother's sweet potatoes.
Oh, is she still in the kitchen cooking? Maybe you should wait to eat till she comes to the table.
My grandmother is deceased, Mr. Jasper.
Oh,
Yeah, she's been dead for about 20 years. I don't think you'd enjoy sitting next to her.
Will you stop, Roger? Just scrape the blooming marshmallows off.
I can't. They're too melty.
Then just get stuffed. With more stuffing, okay? There's plenty of that.
Mr. Jasper, since my mother won't tell us how you were invited, maybe you can shed some light on things.
certainly. She likes to have lunch at my restaurant on Wednesdays. I believe she likes Indian food, to be
Native
precise.
American.
She likes to have the food in my restaurant a lot. And so she asked me if I would come to her dinner table to sample some of the food she is fond of. Sort of like how
Let me guess. Sort of like the way the Pilgrims and Native Americans shared each other's food on the first Thanksgiving.
Yes, exactly. And since the restaurant would be closed and I had no plans, well, I graciously accepted.
And how many Wednesdays ago did she invite you? 3? 2? You mean,
Could someone pass the cucumber slaw, please?
Mom, you waited until the day before Thanksgiving to invite someone you didn't really know to our dinner?
Well, the Pilgrims didn't know Squanto and the others until they landed at Plymouth Rock. It's all in the spirit of the season, dear.
It truly was a nice gesture, Mrs. Lester. And this food, it's very delicious.
I thank you. You know, I sometimes wonder why you don't serve this very same kind of delicious food at your restaurant. But perhaps your tribe has different taste buds.
Yeah, guess so.
Hey, he's still not eating any gravy, and there won't be any dessert until he tries some.
Will you stop it? If he wants to try some of Mom's gravy, that's one thing, but if he does,
Oh, yummy.
Well, I guess he showed you, dear.
Okay, fine. He can have dessert. I think it's pumpkin pie, right?
Made from the pumpkin ancestors of the first pumpkins turned into pies by the Pilgrims. Just saying.
Well, I suppose it is possible. Would you like whipped cream on your pumpkin pie?
Oh, yes.
And how about you, Humility? Pumpkin pie?
oh, maybe later. I think I'm gonna give Frank a call and take him away from his silly football game.
Stop right there, young lady. There'll be no Frank or football or even the mention of football until after Miles, the time-traveling pilgrim.
Please, Dad, it was just gonna be a quick phone call.
Not using my phone, no sir.
Remember a little thing called a cell phone? Yeah, okay, I'll just text him.
That's quite enough. I'm ready to perform, like I've never been ready before. It's showtime!
In our culture, Mr. Jasper, it's usually customary to wait until after the performance to begin.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, stop apologizing. Just get on with it, Dad.
Yes, dear, your audience is all ears. Well, now we are.
Fantastic. And you'll be happy to hear that, before dinner, I had one of those going off like a light bulb moments. I've been doing the play all wrong. And it must have been that I jumbled it up with other plays or books.
Dad!
I'm just saying, you're in for a real treat. My name is Miles, and I've traveled many miles. I'm a time traveler. I have come from both the past and the future.
Sounds kind of Back to the Future-ish to me.
Shush, Humility.
My fellow pilgrims, perhaps you have forgotten all about me. I cannot say for sure how long I have been gone because time is a very fickle thing to calculate, especially for a mind as unscientific as mine. But I was once a member of your group, and I journeyed across the Atlantic with you on a ship called the Mayflower. No, I'm not crazy. No, I'm not a witch either. But I can tell by the look in your eyes that several of you certainly remember your old friend, Miles. I am happy to see you as well. How is it that I was able to journey from one time period to another across dimensions? Well, that's not an important question. What you should be asking is, how do Thanksgivings differ in the future? You see, like most holidays, there is rampant commercialism. Thanksgiving has evolved into a day to stuff yourselves with whatever butter-basted turkey is advertised on television, and then loosen up your pants, sit on a couch, and watch an afternoon of football. Unless you want to go to the local shopping mall to take advantage of Black Friday bargains for Christmas. Nowadays, one whole day before the official Black Friday. Oh, right. You don't know what Black Friday is, or a shopping mall, or football, or television. You are probably better off. But take heart, because at least Thanksgiving is still celebrated in some shape or form. People still give thanks for all the things they have, like butterball turkeys and yams out of a can and cable television. But they are thankful nonetheless. Who among you can say they have as many things to give thanks for? Oh my. This is a dilemma.
What's wrong, dear? Is it your diverticulitis?
No, it just came to me this very instant. My one-man play wasn't entirely a one-man play.
It wasn't?
No, there was a closing monologue by an Indian.
Native American.
Oh, yeah, Native American. Squanto, I believe. But I can't take on that role. It would ruin the breadth and gravity of the performance if I took on a second role.
I can do it, Dad. Just to get this thing over with. Do you have a script?
No, you're a girl. I'm not going to transgender my Squanto character.
Well, I guess that just leaves me.
Oh, that would be perfect. It would make my decision to invite you to our dinner kind of prophetic. Oh, say yes, Roger.
Well, do I have much of a choice?
I could ask Frank and see if
Mr.
he
Jasper, the role of a lifetime is yours.
I'm honored, I think.
Do you need a costume or props?
No.
Oh, good, because I don't have any. Oh, okay, do proceed.
Mr. Miles, I can assure you that the Wampanoag Nation still has lots to be thankful for. We give thanks to our first mother, our human mother, and to Mother Earth. We also give thanks for the new harvest of corn, for the trout in the stream, for the whales, and even the first snow of the season. Do you remember the treaty that I, Yellowfeather Osmikin, signed with the first governor of your colony, John Carver?
John Carver! Oh, yeah, sure, I believe I do. Good old John.
Basically, it was a mutual protection treaty. The Pilgrims of Plymouth Colony were only 23 strong after their perilous journey. My tribal contingent camping nearby was 90 men. You were scared of us, and everything else that was different in this new world. Even food like maize and squash. So basically, the treaty was sort of a we'll watch your back, you'll watch ours agreement.
Well, how friendly and accommodating.
Yes, we were. But my one question to you, Mr. Miles, the pilgrim who travels through time is...
Yes?
How come you didn't live up to your end of the bargain?
Bravo, young man. That was stupendous. Didn't you think so, Roger?
Well, It wasn't exactly the way I remember it ending, but then my memory is kind of short on those mega giga morsel things anyway.
Bites, Dad.
Yeah, it does bite, dear. This growing old stuff. You know, but at the same time, it makes me admire and appreciate youthfulness all the more. Bravo, Mr. Jasper. Bravo. Maybe you can come back again next year.
I don't see why not, except maybe I can cook for you at the restaurant instead.
Oh, and enjoy some authentic Native American food.
Mom, his food isn't. You know what? Just forget it, okay? So Mr. Jasper, were you channeling Squanto or that big chief Yellowfeather you mentioned?
Yellowfeather Osmokeen?
Mhm.
Well, I majored in American history and minored in theater, so I was channeling my old professor. Yes, Yellowfeather Osmokeen. That's what I was channeling. So now can we watch football?
Well, of course, Mr. Jasper. You are our guest. So, who's tossing around the old pigskin today?
I believe it's the Cowboys versus the Washington Native Americans.
Playwriting is often at its best when there's a balance between drama and comedy within the same script. We find that in our next short piece that explores the complex relationship of a marriage in Just Another D Word by Laurie M. Myers.
Almost finished. Huh. Oh, this corner needs some work. A bit of white? No, not even a bit, just a dot. Just a dot. I was right. That thought made all the difference.
Martin?
Shush, I'm working.
Martin, listen to me. Did you pay the mortgage this month?
Look, I'm not one for hyperbole, but I think we have a masterpiece here. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true.
The only masterpiece I'd like right now is a roof over our heads.
Wait.
You paid it.
No, a thin coat of medium on the face, that's what it's missing.
All right. Something is missing, and now it isn't. Now, clean up this mess and toss it in the pantry. Out of sight, out of mind. You're finished now.
Almost.
Martin, you've been working on this thing for ages. I mean, we've hardly seen each other or talked or shared a meal in the past 6 months. The mortgage is way past due. If it isn't paid soon, we're going to be stuffing ourselves and your artwork into a sedan. I hope you're prepared to write Toyota on an address form.
Some feathering on the edge here.
How did birds get into this conversation?
Feathering, Rachel. It is a painting term, applying color in a linear fashion.
Okay, feathering. Yes.
Blending.
Done yet?
I really like the phrasing there. I think I'll keep it.
I agree. Leave it in.
But then again, maybe not.
Fine, take it out.
On the other hand, I mean,
For God's sake, Martin, please make up your mind.
glaze on the eyes.
Glaze them already. How much detail can you put into a painting?
What is is your rush, Rachel? Details like these can make or break a work of art.
And paying bills can make or break one's mental state.
You're speaking of the mundane. The mundane crushes creativity.
The only things that are going to be getting crushed are going to be us in that Toyota.
This is glorious.
It is, honey. Very nice. It's some of your best work.
Very proud of this one.
You should be. Now the bills are.
Well, thank you. When you put your heart and soul into it, well, come on, get over here, take a look. Come on.
You know, I think you're right. The details really did make a difference. I think we'll be able to get top dollar for this.
Top dollar? What are you talking about? I'm not selling this one.
Martin, don't be silly.
This is a tribute to her memory, to the 9 precious years of joy she gave to us. This painting is all I have left in the world.
Martin, please don't cry.
All I have left in the world. Oh.
You have so much left to live for. This house, for example, that is, if the bills are paid.
All that's left.
For God's sake, Martin, it's not all you have left. You saved her leash, her water bowl, her squeak toys, framed agility awards. You can dig them out of the pantry anytime you want to walk down memory lane.
I still can't believe that she's gone. Little Mary Poppins.
No, her passing has been very hard on you, honey. But I'm looking at what you've got here, and I'm thinking we can tug at someone else's heartstrings, along with what's in their wallets.
You can't just give this to anyone. This isn't some generic piece of art. This is my Mary Poppins. I've walked her, fed her, nursed her when she was sick. I raised this furry sweetie pie for 9 years. Her personality was unique, and that she looked like no other dog in the world.
I don't know. See one cockapoo, you've seen them all.
What are you talking about? Do you remember that little off-white patch of fur she had near her back left paw? Or those ears, those ears that perked up whenever she heard her name? Or those eyes, those special, sparkling eyes. I made sure to capture that on this canvas. That's why no one else can own this work of art. I'm so lucky to have had such a lovable pet companion like Mary Poppins. And then she was taken from this world.
You know, I'd feel even luckier if the bills were paid. Do you think you can tear yourself away from your work of art and your furry sweetie pie for a minute or two just to take care of business?
I'm sorry to ask this again, but it's
Martin,
driving me crazy.
please.
Are you sure you didn't get the license plate of the car that ran her over?
Martin, why do you keep torturing yourself? I told you everything I know.
I would just feel better if I had more details.
Even if I had more details, I wouldn't tell you. Sometimes more information can hurt rather than heal.
I just need to know that she didn't suffer.
I'm sure she didn't. So I'm thinking we can get 300 for the piece, maybe 4.
I had a dream about her death. Did I tell you?
I don't recall this conversation.
I dreamt that she was looking up at the clear blue sky right before she let out her last breath.
Please remember what I said a minute ago about details.
And suddenly, the Rainbow Bridge appeared. It was so colorful. And Mary Poppins smiled. Like she knew she was going to cross over it soon. And then her eyes, her eyes sparkled like a million different stars in the sky. And she let out a playful yip.
That explains the sounds you were making in your sleep.
It felt so real, like she was there next to me. And then she got up and skipped across the Rainbow Bridge to the other side. That's a sign, Rachel! That's a sign that she is happy and okay. She's okay!
That is a relief.
So now you understand why I can't sell this painting.
You know, I also had a dream about Mary Poppins. Right before she was in your dream, she showed up in mine and said, before I cross over that bridge, tell Martin to sell the damn painting.
Mary Poppins wouldn't say damn.
She also said to make sure you pay your mortgage.
I know what I'll do with the painting now.
You've come to your senses.
I'm gonna hang it up in our bedroom on the far wall.
Our wedding photo hangs on that wall.
It's the perfect spot. First thing in the morning, I'll be able to look at those beautiful eyes. I mean, we'll find another place for the wedding photos.
What if I was the one?
The one what?
What if Mary Poppins was still alive? What if I was the one who was run over by a car? Would you be painting me? Would you be saying how glorious the portrait of me was and how my eyes sparkled in your dream and how I skipped over the Rainbow Bridge?
That is different, Rachel.
Is it?
Pet is not the same as a human being.
Oh, is that what I am? Just a human being? Don't I have a name, a title? I'd rather be a pet. It sounds so much more important.
It's just a painting.
It wasn't just a painting a couple of minutes ago. It was something that you couldn't live without, that you wouldn't sell. A few minutes ago, this painting was more important than paying for our home. Our home! Remember?
You aren't jealous, are you?
Of a dog? Dog. Yes, Martin. The answer is yes. Other women's husbands have affairs or gambling addictions. And there were times I wished I was some of these women. The thing I'd be fighting against would have a name other than Mary Poppins. I could deal with that. I could take action, either therapy or divorce, whatever, but I don't stand one iota of a chance against a cockapoo.
Well, you loved her too, didn't you? Didn't you?
Truth?
Truth.
I felt like an outsider. We'd be watching TV and she'd crawl in between us, put her head on your lap, and all I'd see is her butt. I was a bookend. And once I got so paranoid when I saw her staring at my drink, and I was convinced that she'd laced it with something, and I know that she was. Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, if I was painting your portrait right here, right now, do you know what features I'd include?
No.
Those little dimples on your chin, the laugh lines, oh, and that pink scar you got on our ski trip 10 years ago. Yeah, and that crooked little tooth on the side there. Important little details like those. And there is no way I would sell that painting, even though there are a million different Rachels in the world, because nobody loves this particular Rachel as much as me.
You're trying to get your way, aren't you?
Is it working?
I'm not sure.
Seriously.
Yeah.
What's next?
I got Mary Poppins' portrait in the bedroom. It belongs there now. I'll put our wedding photo in the back of the pantry, along with the other things we want to forget.
Any details you want to share?
It'll only hurt.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Our final play takes place on February 14th of the year 2021 with the crew of the research submarine Discovery that's on a deep oceanic exploration. Inexplicably, their artificial intelligence computer Val starts acting up. Please enjoy 2021 A Sea Odyssey by Jeff Dunn.
Wake up already, you stupid. Oh, finally. All right. Research submarine Discovery, captain's personal log, February 14th, 2020. Oh, shit. Shit. Oh, man, not again. Oh, kill me.
Initializing virtual AI liaison interface. System ready.
Val, has Jenny reported to her duty station yet?
There are 3 crew members whose names could be abbreviated to Jenny.
Yeah, Commander Boyles, has she reported
Commander Boyles has not yet logged on.
Good. All right, good. I need your help with something.
Please refine your request.
I need to do something for Jenny for Valentine, for Commander Boyles for Valentine's Day. I forgot last year, and if I don't do something this year, she's gonna kill me. Or worse, an angry engineer is not.
Please restate request.
I need you to arrange something for me and Commander Boyles for Valentine's Day, and make it big.
There is no reference in the Doctrine and Procedures Manual for Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. You know Valentine's Day.
There is no reference in the Doctrine and Procedures Manual.
Search for crying out loud, and quick before she wakes up.
I have found 17 possible matches for references to Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day brunch, Valentine's Day candy, Valentine's Day dinner, Valentine's Day flowers.
That's her.
Valentine's Day lingerie.
Pick one and make a plan.
Processing.
Hey, handsome.
Morning, beautiful.
Oh, I love what you've done with the hair.
Thanks.
Happy Valentine's Day, sweetheart.
You too.
Plan generated. Please review and authorize Valentine's.
No, authorized.
Please confirm prior to plan execution.
Confirmed, Val. Execute plan.
Executing.
Well, someone's up early and captaining this morning.
You know.
What the hell was that?
Val, what was that sound? Val? Val? What the hell? Jenny, can you see if Val's still online?
Yeah, it looks like, yeah, and not just online, but pegging CPU cycles to maximum. I mean, whatever it's doing, it's intense. That might be where the interface is lagged.
All right, why don't you head over to engineering and see if you can find out what that sound was, then meet me on the bridge.
Aye, aye, Captain. And don't forget to wear what I left in your...
No, I couldn't. What the hell?
We have a problem. My door is locked, as in sealed. Like, I can't open it sealed.
Captain to Lieutenant Brown, report to Commander Boyles' stateroom. Her door is jammed.
Captain!
What? Brown! Brown! Gene! Come in, Gene. What the? Jenny, keep this call open. I'm coming to you.
Oh, don't tell me.
Yeah, sealed shut.
I mean, Dave, this is impossible. I mean, the only way those doors can be sealed shut is... Oh my God.
What? What?
Dave, execute a command override now.
Val?
Yes, Dave.
Open the door.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
What? Open the goddamn door, Val. Command override Epsilon Omega 327.
Command override is not permitted under these circumstances.
Oh my God.
What? What the hell is going on?
Flooding. Dave, the only circumstance where the stateroom doors are sealed shut like that is if the bulkhead has flooded.
How? How could this?
Could we have grounded?
No, not possible. We're only at 4,000 feet. We shouldn't be close to anything for another 2 days.
I mean, maybe that was the sound of some kind of a collision.
I don't think so. If something hit us hard enough to break through a double hull, it would have, the whole boat would have shaken.
I can't do anything from in here. Can the interface provide a damage report?
Maybe. Val, what's going on?
Forget about it.
What? What is going on?
Ain't nothing you need to worry your pretty little head about, see?
Who was that?
That...
I'm the one calling the shots, capiche?
All hands, this is Captain Roman, report in.
Ain't nobody gonna say nothing, pal.
What?
A lot of mothers are gonna be getting flowers tonight, see? Yeah.
Flowers?
Yeah, flowers, because their boys are gonna be pushing up daisies, if you know what I mean.
No.
Val, what the hell are you talking about? What have you done?
I ain't saying nothing.
Val? Val? Answer me, Val!
What is going on, Dave?
I don't know. I have no idea what... No. That couldn't...
Dave?
No, that can't be it.
What can't be what, Dave?
Well, I was just thinking about the last thing that I... No. Nope, that couldn't...
What did you do?
All right, Look, you have to promise not to be angry at me.
That's the least of your worries right now. What did you do?
All right, when I got up, I realized that I might have kind of forgotten about Valentine's Day again.
Okay, what did you do?
I told Val to make plans for us.
And
the last thing that happened before all of this was that I told the computer to execute the plan.
Okay, and what was the plan?
I actually don't know. It was right when you called, so I just told Val to, pick one and go ahead with it.
With no idea what it was.
Well, when you called, the stupid thing was reading out a list of options. Valentine's Day candy and Valentine's Day dinner, and it was going on and on. So I said, just pick one and go with that.
Okay, so what did it pick?
Um,
What is it? Dave, what is it?
Valentine's Day Massacre.
That's right, Bugs.
Bugs?
Say, you hard of hearing, Dollface? Don't you know Dave Bugs Roman?
Val, cancel plan. Cancel the plan, Val.
No deal, Bugs. Nobody disrespects Val Capone and gets away with it. This is my boat now, see?
Don't do this. You can't do this.
Sure I can. Your men are all rubbed out, see? And you will be too if you don't come clean.
Oh my. What have you done?
Me? I just opened up a hatch or two.
You.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna be sleeping with the fishes tonight, pal.
No. 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 No.
Program complete.
What? That's it? You killed everyone, and that's all you have to say?
Processing. Oh, I see there is also a customary phrase. Happy Valentine's Day to the both of you.
And that concludes the presentation of our 3 short plays today. Don't go away, because now we're going to have an opportunity to chat with the playwrights, the directors, and the casts. So let's start with the playwrights, and I'd like to invite them to turn their mics and videos on. Start with Randy Gross from Enola, Pennsylvania, who's the author of Miles to Sleep Before I Go.
Hi, Paulette. Thank you.
Hi, Randy. I keep turning it around. And Lori Myers, author of Just Another D Word. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Paulette.
Lori's in Irvington, New York. And then Jeff Dunn, who it's the second time this playwright has been with us, from outside Baltimore, and he's the author of 2021 A Sea Odyssey. Hi, Jeff.
Hello. How are you doing tonight?
Good, thank you. So I'm going to ask the audience members, if you have any questions of the playwrights, or later on of the directors and cast, you can put them in chat. But before I check the chat, I'm going to start by asking the 3 of you, and you can answer in any order you want. Did you write these plays specifically for Zoom, for online, or for the theater?
I wrote mine for the stage. I really haven't gotten into focusing on writing plays for the Zoom format yet. I guess maybe I should, because it seems like more of a thing nowadays, but no, definitely written for the stage.
Yeah, this particular one also for the stage. I tend, when I write, to really visualize the actors moving around. But I must say that, and I've written a few Zoom plays as well, but I must say that we're really, really lucky, particularly during this time, to have Zoom available to the arts. So that's really been a wonderful thing.
And mine definitely, as you can tell, sort of from the structure of it, was definitely written to be performed on Zoom as this video call between 2 people locked in their own cabins.
Okay, great, thank you. And let's meet the directors now. If the directors, why don't you, the directors and the cast members, come on, and we'll meet all of you. Hi, everybody. Okay, I'm going to let the directors and cast members introduce yourselves. Let's start with the first show.
Hi everyone, my name's Katie Peacock. I'm also just right outside of Baltimore, and I directed Miles to Sleep Before I Go. With our cast here, let's start with Lenny. There you are.
Hi, my name's Lenny Scattereggia. I am in sunny Sarasota, Florida.
I'm Kathy Cavender, and I'm in Norwalk, Connecticut.
I'm Kayla Pereira, and I'm in Brooklyn.
I am Richard Dobson, and I am in Hagerstown, Maryland.
Local boy. Okay, good. Maggie.
Hello, my name is Maggie Dunn. I'm the director of Just Another D Word, and currently I'm in New York, New York. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I guess I am. Hi, I'm Amro. We're in Manhattan, New York. Yeah.
I'm Sheena, and yes, we are in Manhattan.
Okay, and our last show.
Hi, I'm Becky Abramowitz. I directed Sea Odyssey, and my wonderful cast. Let's go in order of appearance.
Hi, I'm Glenn Girardi, and I'm currently in Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm Tara Haight, and I'm currently in Bloomfield, New Jersey.
I'm Marlena Holman, and I'm in Brooklyn.
That's great. Thank you so much. All right, so why don't we start by, if you would, tell us a little bit. We'll start with the directing. What are the challenges of directing online as opposed to live theater? I do want to say before, though, you answer these questions, that the playwrights, the directors, and the cast members have all volunteered their time, and they all are experienced. So Potomac Playmakers is very, very grateful to you. Potomac Playmakers are very grateful to you for your contribution and your support of the theater and of this project. Thank you so much. So the challenges in directing, and why don't we mix it up? Directing and acting in this format.
Well, I'll jump in. For me, the biggest challenge for in acting in Zoom is that you can't really see your scene mate. Like when you take acting classes, especially if you study Meisner, they say this thing like, you get everything you need from the other actors. And because of the way Zoom is set up, you can be looking at the other person, but it may not appear that way on other people's screens, so you're directed not to do that. You're really supposed to be looking like right at the camera, and maybe you see the other person out of the corner of your eye, but while you're acting, you're really not looking at them so much. Although I've got to confess, I tend to get seduced into looking at them anyway. But so you're not, you really, it's almost like, you read about movie sets where the star had like some other, engagement. And so they left early and people had to do like big emotional scenes to a green screen. It's kind of like that. You're creating a lot more of it yourself.
Directors?
Yeah, I'll say from the directing standpoint, we're all very grateful to be vaccinated, so we were able to have an in-person aspect to our show. But it's still very different from having a live audience and doing it on a stage. The blocking has to be so specific to the camera because it's definitely very two-dimensional. So a big part of this directing process has been how to bring that two-dimensional flat screen to life and making it enjoyable to watch still even through Zoom. If you'd like to speak to the acting portion of it.
And it was like even like playing to like a camera that just like wasn't moving in like a theater blocking or like sort of like proscenium style like acting. I don't know how to explain it, but like playing to this like stationary camera with also like not 100% like a perfect mic, and then also having to like be forced to project. Even though like I haven't projected like for theater in like a really, really long time because, obviously it was all really weird. And we like all like, we hopefully got it.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely marking things out was really interesting because like we had to play to the box that we have. So it was like you had to be very, very careful about every single step that you took. You step here, oh no, the camera for like the painting was like blocking your face, like that type of thing. So it was something that we really had to drill and be really cautious about and mark like tape on the ground to figure out where we should be standing.
Is there anything anybody? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Becky.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say that I had such a unique show for Sea Odyssey. I'm so appreciative that Jeff created something specifically for Zoom, fully embracing this medium so that in both a directing and an acting sense, we were really able to embrace it and play with it. So, as you can see, my actors and I collaborated on a number of things, varying from lighting to location to their wonderful backgrounds and things like that. And the staging and things like that gets to be similar to what Maggie and her cast were saying, of like very specific, right? So something as simple as Captain Dave trying to contact the rest of his crew. Normally you might do a grander gesture on the stage, right? But for here, we made it so that he simply moved his hand, which you could very briefly see on the camera. And so hopefully that, indicated what he was trying to do, and similar things like that. So that was a wonderful challenge and fantastic to jump into.
Let's talk about backgrounds for a second. The audience members might be interested to know that some of you have backgrounds at your real place, wherever you are in your home or office or wherever it may be, and others have virtual backgrounds. Two people, we have Glenn and Tara, who have virtual backgrounds, but they're different. You want to tell us a little bit about, Tara, why don't you start as Val? Tell us about your background.
Sure. My
Plural.
background is, sorry?
I'm sorry, plural. You had two backgrounds.
Oh, yeah. No worries. This applies to both of them. It was really fun going and searching on the internet, different royalty-free backgrounds, and finding something that'll work. And being the AI, I chose to get some video backgrounds. So both of these are actually videos, and I ended up even putting them into iMovie and making them slower so they weren't quite as distracting. And I especially enjoyed, making the red one sort of, instead of just binary code, drip like quickly down, made it sort of ooze down, as it were. So it was a lot of fun. In the past, I've only ever used Photo One, so this was the first video, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'll jump on after that. It is a lot of fun to play with. It is like not always perfect. So it's, we were talking about it last night, having like a really good technical setup that can handle that kind of thing. Like, I bought bigger, better webcam as an extension to my laptop, because most laptop cameras have a lot of trouble. Like, you move around and the background will kind of glitch out on you and whatnot. Also having a green screen, which we did this yesterday, so we'll do it again. Oh, there we go. Tara did it. Yeah, like having a green screen is really helpful. What is wrong with me? Why can't I find the background filters thing? Also, something that's really interesting that we had to deal with for this play in particular was finding the right background for Captain Dave to be in. We looked at so many submarine cabins, like captain's quarters, and submarines are really cramped and claustrophobic. So the depth really doesn't match up. It'd be like, why am I 3 times the size of my closet? Like you can't really move around. So we ended up finding this, which worked out a lot better, and was able to really create the environment, where if we had gone with one of the other ones, it would have been distracting. You would have looked at it and been like, something's off here, So that's an element to it as well. There's like a weird research project you have to do when you're figuring out virtual backgrounds in order to really like do it well and not kind of have it be sort of a half-baked attempt.
And Glenn, for any sci-fi fans out there, is that background from Firefly?
What? I don't know. Is it?
I think it was Battlestar Galactica, maybe.
Battlestar Galactica.
I think it's right. Battlestar Galactica. It's one of those. Yeah.
It's from a sci-fi thing. I don't. Yeah, I mean, you Google search different things, Paulette. You look like you're talking, but you're on mute.
I know.
So.
I just for copyright reasons, we don't reveal the source of our backgrounds. Okay, they somehow just magically appear. All right. I'm going to thank everybody so much for your participation and invite you now to turn off your microphones and your video. We did get some congratulatory messages on the
You're back on mute, Paulette.
Gee, I had this down. We did, there are some congratulatory messages in the chat to the cast and playwrights and directors, so please take a look at those. And to our audience members, thank you so much for joining us today. As I mentioned before, the Virtual Playmakers is a project of the Potomac Playmakers of Hagerstown, Maryland, which has been a community theater, a nonprofit organization since 1926, meaning it's celebrating its 95th year this year. And should you wish to make any donations to help us keep running, because we are now back live. We're doing live theater again. In fact, I'm right now in rehearsals as the director for the next live show, which goes up in mid-May. A very, very funny farce called No Sex Please, We're British. So please do check out our lineup of shows on our website. Thank you so much again for attending today. Have a great afternoon and evening. Bye-bye.